All right, everybody. Welcome to the Merle on the Move radio show. I'm live here in the studio. Let's go ahead and get the show started for this Saturday evening. And a lot of stuff I want to go over. I wanted to go over what's going on in the world, sports, March Madness, all the trades going on in the NFL. Also, let you know with Joe Biden. Joe Biden said some things about Putin. So, of course, I'm going to go over that part. Plus, shout out to all my fans, and I kind of want to get some things understood and things off my chest because I haven't been the same lately. I think you guys know that KHOI has moved to a new location, so with that comes a lot of other changes, a lot of other things, and I've been hard pressed on trying to get some things resolved. If you know the show, you follow the show, the format of the show, I've always had guests. I do talk about subject matter, but I like the banter. I like going back and forth with people, and and it's better live. If you watch Merle on the Move, it's always better live. So still struggling with that. I'm gonna go over that a little bit later on the show, where I'm headed towards that. But anyway, let's go ahead. I want to thank my fans, thank the people that shout out to my man Randy, shout out to Cindy, shout out to Cody, shout out to Oz, shout out to everybody that check out the show, listen to the show. I really appreciate y'all, and that's what I'm here for. I do enjoy this. This is my therapy, right? I love coming on here and communicating with the community. Giving some of the information that I do during the week. So check it out. Let's go ahead and get to the sports. Shout out to Iowa State. Iowa State did make it to the Sweet 16, the men and the women. The men lost yesterday. I did not follow the women's game. I think they lost too. I'm not sure. But, your boy Moro checked out some of the sports betting apps. I didn't really invest in any of it, but I checked it out because Iowa has sports betting. You see all the commercials, especially when sports is going on. You saw these sports commercials and stuff like that. So I don't know. I was interested in it. I was seeing what's going on with it. I checked it out. But anyway, I hope that Duke can make it because I guess that's the only dog I got left in the fight. I wanted Iowa State to go. But Duke is playing right now. They up 45-35 over Arkansas. I like Coach K. I never was a hater of Duke. I like North Carolina, but I like Duke. Duke is a good fundamental basketball. So I like to see Coach K make it to the Final Four and maybe win it. We'll see. NFL, what's going on in NFL? I didn't know Von Miller got traded to Buffalo Bills. You got him. You got Tyreek Hill getting traded to the Miami Dolphins. He's gone from Kansas City. You got Juju Smith-Schuster from Pittsburgh going to Kansas City. So that's happening. I don't know. So many things going on. Deshaun Watson is with Cleveland. They don't know what's going to happen with Baker Mayfield. He may go to Seattle. They don't know. It's the NFL stays current no matter what's going on in baseball, basketball, whatever, Olympics, whatever it is, they don't play. You know what I mean? The NFL is always about that. NFL is always about that life. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to some entertainment and stuff like that. Because sports to me is football and basketball, and then towards the spring and summer, which we in right now, is when the baseball really kicked off. I don't really watch baseball until after the All-Star game. So UFC is going on tonight. It's a UFC fight. I was watching some of it before I came in. It's on ESPN. I like UFC. UFC is pretty dope. It's two flyweights fighting when I watched. Pretty good fight. Entertainment. So this week I've been watching this show. Speaking of sports, this is what I'm leading to. The Lakers. So it's this show on HBO Max called what is it called? It's a story of the Lakers. I forget what it's called. There's something about the Lakers. So I figured it kind of looks corny when I see the commercial, because I didn't see no big famous people in it. John C. Reilly's in it. I like John C. Reilly from Step Brothers and a couple other movies. Really like him. Funny guy. He plays Dr. Jerry Buss. Now, if you know Merle, I'm a big time Lakers fan. Even though the Lakers ain't doing good right now, big time Lakers fan. This mini, I think it's a mini series, mini documentary, something like that, is about the start of Jerry Buss taking over the Lakers. Now, I've been a Lakers fan since Magic, Kareem, Worthy, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper, Kurt Rambis. You know what I mean? Those are the guys that's, when I started. Well, Norm Nixon was on the team when I started liking them. Yeah. I'm a Lakers fan because of my mom. Shout out to my mom. You know what I'm saying? My mom's big. Me and my mom, we go back and forth. She calls me when the Lakers are playing. You know what I mean? My mom kind of like other teams too, but my mom's a Lakers fan. So that's why I like the Lakers. And plus, St. Louis area didn't have a professional team because our team went to Atlanta. So I did, I picked a rock with the Lakers. And it was Showtime. It was Magic Johnson. So which is it's ironic that this new show that's on Showtime, on HBO about the Lakers and the journey of Magic Johnson and Jerry Buss, who was the owner of the Lakers, is the same time that I became a fan. So the Lakers have been in LA since like the 60s. They came from Minnesota. That's why the name is the Lakers. The original team of the Lakers was in Minnesota. And they had George Milken. George Milken is in the Hall of Fame, big guy. He was a center. I think they won a championship when he was in Minnesota. So then they moved to LA, and they got Wilt Chamberlain. They had Jerry West. Jerry West is the logo. We watched this miniseries, you'll really get to understand who Jerry West was. I never understood who Jerry West was. Jerry West always had a Google Jerry West. When you see his face, the picture of it, especially if it's a picture of him now, he's got a scowl. He's always got like a mean look on his face. Like always look like he's angry. Like, he's not a bad looking guy, but he's just his demeanor looks like he's mean or mad. And I never understood that because I've known him since he's been an old guy, right? I didn't even know he coached the Lakers. I know he played for the Lakers. I didn't know he coached the Lakers at one point. So the show kind of shows you why he's like that, right? And you know what I'm saying? The first episode, I was like, man, Jerry West, I don't like Jerry West, man. So how y'all gonna make him the logo? Like, this dude is a trip. And I kind of understood it as I watched the series. 3 episodes out right now. I watched 2 of them. I might watch the third one. I think it comes out on Sundays or something like that. But it's really good. So it tells you how Magic Johnson came into the Lakers, how Jerry Buss, the same year that Magic Johnson came into the league in 1979 when he got drafted, was the same year that Dr. Jerry Buss bought the Lakers. That I didn't know. I thought Jerry Buss always owned the Lakers. I thought I thought that was, not always, but I thought he owned it way before Magic got there. You know what I mean? It was a whole nother guy named Cook that owned the Lakers, and he was not a good person. He was not, at least the way the show portrayed him. He was not. So, but shout out to I like Dr. Jerry Buss, and it's so cool that Jenny Buss, who's now running the Lakers and owns the Lakers, they her and her brother, but she's like the day-to-day running of it. She's been in the business. I thought she just inherited. She was in the beginning. She was running it from the beginning. And when Jerry Buss bought the Lakers, he didn't just buy the team. He bought the building. He bought the forum. You understand what I'm saying? So check it out. It's a good show. HBO Max. It's the Lakers documentary. I forget what it's called. You can Google it. I think you'll enjoy it. If you like good documentaries, you'll enjoy it. What else did I watch? I think that's pretty much it. I've been watching what's going on in the world, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later, what's going on in the world. Sports, my madness, that's what I've been watching. I haven't been watching anything else really movie-wise. It is a movie that I do want to watch that's coming out here in a minute. I can't think what it is right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some music. I'm going to come back to entertainment because I'm going to talk about some music, some entertainment news, what's going on in entertainment. The Grammys. The Grammys is coming out. I'm going to tell y'all about the rumors going on with Megan Thee Stallion. Hot girl, summer girl. Megan Thee Stallion, got some rumors going on about her. And Tory Lanez and all kinds of stuff. It's a rumor Tory Lanez might be dating Khloe Kardashian. I don't know. I ain't looked that up. Don't quote me on that. It's a rumor. Smaller move up there, right back. And if you didn't know, that was that new Eminem and Corday. That was dope. I just stumbled across that song just not too long ago. And I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to play it on the show, and I found a clean version. That's what Merle on the Move does. You know what I mean? Now you put the work in, right? So anyway, also I'm going to play another track I'm going to play here in a little bit is that Dr. Dre. I didn't even know that Dr. Dre did the soundtrack for that new Grand Theft Auto not too long ago. So I thought that was super dope that I found that out. Before I left, I was doing entertainment, so I guess I want to tell you because I didn't know how I could say this word here on the radio. I probably can, but I'm not. So excuse me if I don't pronounce the name of this show correctly because I did watch another movie. It was super funny. I'm probably gonna watch it again. Uh, Jack Butt. Jack, the other name for Butt. That show that used to come on MTV with Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville and Bam Margera and all these guys. It's a new movie. I watched it. It was super funny. It was super funny. Super crude humor. If you're not a fan of crude humor, if you don't like watching stuff with a little, male genitalia parts being shown, things like that, not show for you. But if you like that kind of humor, and I'm not saying that that's the kind of humor I search out, but I watched that growing up. You know what I mean? I watched that back. I'm saying? I watched that show. I liked it. You know what I mean? It was funny. Would I do any of that stuff? No. I wouldn't suggest anybody doing that stuff. They do it, though. Hey. So anyway, it was funny. So I did watch that. Also, speaking of humor, Kodak Black has been in the news lately. He's got, Lotto, Big Lotto. Used to be Mulatto, but now it's just Big Lotto. She's got an album just dropped Friday. And she got that song. Everybody's pretty. They play it on one of those other stations around here, other Iowa stations around here. Big Energy. I think it's Big D Energy, but I think she's calling it Big Energy for the radio version. But anyway, so she got the hot song out, right? She's got a big single out, and she came and did an interview and said that one of the people that she tried to get a feature from was trying to hit on her or whatever. And everybody was trying to say it was Kodak Black. Kodak Black like, no, it wasn't me. I don't know. Because Kodak, is whatever. I don't know how I feel about that. I like Lotto, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and move over to some other things going on in the world. Ukraine. I have been talking about this probably every show for the last month and a half. This is a war that's steady going on and it hasn't stopped. So I pulled this up just now on CNN. And, I don't drink the Kool-Aid. I don't just get my stuff from CNN. I do watch other news sources. I watch Fox. I watch MSNBC. I watch, evening news. But what struck me is that in this country, we got this Supreme Court hearings going on with the first Black woman nominee to the Supreme Court, right? Got that going on. At the same time, we got this war going on. And Biden is over there. Biden went over to Poland and gave a speech. And he has called Putin a war criminal. And he was on the record and said that they need to get rid of him. That's the same stuff that, was it Lindsey Graham? Lindsey Graham said the same thing, that pretty much that somebody need to assassinate Putin, right? And you should never talk like that because he's the head of state. Even though you don't agree with what he's doing. Who are we? Who is this country? Who is this nation to say what the Soviet Union needs? Oh, the Soviet Union, Russia. The Russians need to do with who runs them. That's like them calling for to get rid of Joe Biden. That's called treason, right? Or terrorist threats or whatever you want to call it. That's not our place. So he said this. He said, U.S. President caps off the European trip with an assurance of more defense support to Ukraine, blah, blah, blah. But he was saying that he didn't get rid of him. It was like he called him all kind of stuff. So then the people at the White House had to clear up. No, that's not what he was saying. He wasn't saying that somebody need to take him out. He was just saying that what he's doing is bad. That ain't what he said. Words matter. Joe Biden. Should I give my listeners a history lesson on who Joe Biden is? This is why I don't like Joe Biden. Never said, I've never been on record. And I've done some things politically. And, I've never been on record saying I like this man. Because I know who he is. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. Joe Biden, when Bill Clinton was president, Joe Biden was the one that was championing the war on drugs and locking up Black people for selling crack. He did the crack laws. He was harsh. Joe Biden ain't never been a nice guy. So why y'all think? Y'all think because Obama picked him as his vice president that Joe is cool? I remember when history matters, man. That's why they be trying to erase it. Back in 2008, when Obama ran for president, before he picked somebody, they pretty much forced Obama to take Joe Biden as his running mate. Because he had no experience. You got to remember, back then it was like, he can't be president. He has no experience. He only been a senator for so long. A couple years, right? He don't have the experience. So we need to put somebody that has experience with him on the ticket. That way he can win. Who better to pick than Joe Biden? He's been in politics. He's been in Washington, D.C. for 30-some years. 40 now, but at the time, it was like 30-some years. Oh, Biden didn't like Joe like that. They had to get along. Matter of fact, they had butted heads a couple times because Joe Biden didn't have the right opinion of black men. I told y'all before on the show, sometimes white men feel awkward around black men because they don't know how to talk or approach them. We are different. It's okay. Everybody's different. Don't come up, put your hands on me and say, hey, buddy, don't touch me. I'm not going to touch you. I don't invade my space. Don't invade my space. Please don't. I won't invade yours. We're different. I don't like fart jokes. Not saying you might like fart jokes. I don't like fart jokes. I don't find them funny. Pull my finger. I don't like none of that stuff. It's not humorous to me. So I'm not knocking people to do that. Just don't do it with me. I don't want to smell your fart, bro. Not cool. Why would I want to smell something that stinks? Why would I want to look at something? Hey, look, I just threw up. Look at it. No. Who wants to see your throw up? I'm not saying everybody's like that. But anyway, I digress. Joe Biden. Back to Joe Biden. Never, not a fan. Not a fan. It's just that Trump. And once again, don't get me started about Donald Trump. I used to like Donald Trump. I read his book back in the 90s. He was considered to the world a successful businessman. He's done a lot of business. It's the Don. And then when he came up with the show, An Apprentice, I thought he was funny. Man, you're fired. I'm like, this dude. Look, he got his big old table, got his kids working for him. I'm like, man, I wouldn't mind being like that. Look, you on TV, a businessman following around a helicopter, his name on everything. You got pretty, beautiful women. Who wouldn't want to be like that? But I didn't want to be the president. I wasn't running the country because I knew who he was. Y'all just didn't know. Y'all either didn't know or y'all didn't care. I knew who he was. So no, he's not, in my eyes, is he the worst dude ever? No, but he's the worst president in my eyes because he's not a president. He's trying to be a businessman. And I believe if he was running the country right now, in my opinion, the world would be worse because he would be rocking with Putin. Now, let me talk about Ukraine. I'm not done with Biden. I'm going to get back on Biden here in a minute. Let me talk about Ukraine a little bit. Ukraine is getting all kind of support. Not saying that the war should be over. They shouldn't be, but they are getting a lot of support. Every time I see the news, every time other nations, he was talking to Canada and other countries, Australia, everybody's helping them. They're not going to war with Ukraine. They're not stepping in and sending troops because it ain't their war. Because if you do that, don't think Russia got reach. Russia ain't gonna be like, okay, we're gonna pivot. Okay, you want some of this smoke? Bam, we're gonna drop a bomb on y'all. Russia can do that. Russia is trying to take over this, not humanitarian, because they're killing people, but they're trying to do it without killing everybody. That's what we're trying, because Russia could just kill everybody over there in Ukraine. I mean, you want to be talking, I keep watching Russia. They lost so many troops, 15,000 troops. They took out a plane. They took out a helicopter. Ukrainian people, man, y'all better stop playing with them people. Y'all better either end this war and help Ukraine for real, or Russia and these people, they're gonna be gone. We're gonna be talking about this genocide. And then it's going to be, because it's World War III until it stops. Until Putin decides that it's over or the world decides to step in. This is World War III going on currently. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is officially, but it's a war with a major country. Russia is not a small nation, but they could have said the same thing when the United States was going against Iraq. I mean, what was Russia saying? You know what I mean? What was the other nations saying when the United States was going against Iraq? They made an excuse or a reason for it because of 9/11, but that didn't turn out to be the thing because there was no weapons of mass destruction. Remember, no weapons of mass destruction were found in Iraq. So who are we, right? What gives us the power? Because we got a mighty. I watched this thing on YouTube today that the United States has the most powerful Navy in the world. They have lasers. The United States Navy has lasers. They have lasers that can shoot and disable ships, planes, and helicopters. Take them out within a second. And it costs $50-something or something like that for every laser. I'm serious. Now, they say they're not because of NATO or some kind of world order that they can't use these lasers towards people. But if the people are in the plane or in the ship and they blow the ship up, are they not casualties? This is real. Google it or YouTube it. It's real. The United States military is using lasers is in war now. It's got a range and a reach on it too. So like I said, Ukraine is getting a lot of help. There's been other wars throughout history. I was talking to a person that's from, where is he from? I want to say the man's country, right? I can't think of the man's. He's from over in Middle East, Middle European area. And in their war, he said they wasn't getting the help. Matter of fact, he said it was some Ukrainians in their country as mercenaries. And they wasn't getting no help until, he said to Joe Biden, he said Joe Biden went over to Bosnia. Bosnia, that's what it was. My fault. I should have knew that. Bosnia. So when the world was going on, when the Serbs was attacking the Bosnians, okay, Russia was helping, and they said that nobody was helping them. Nobody was helping the Bosnians. And he said that some of the Ukrainian people, when they found the dead bodies, it was mercenaries from Ukraine. I said this before. Ukrainians used to be Russian. I mean, they are Russians, man. Come on. They're Ukrainians, but they were formerly Russians. It's a fact. So, that being said, they are getting a lot of help. Joe Biden went over and seen what was going on in Bosnia, and that's when the United States started helping Bosnia. And I remember that. I was a child back then, but I do remember hearing about that, seeing some of that on the news. And so that's why a lot of the Bosnians are Democrats. They vote Democrat because they feel like Joe Biden, the world ignored them, and Joe Biden went over seeing what happened and helped them. See how this runs? See, I'm summing this all up back to Joe Biden. Everything's about money and power. Joe Biden's over there flexing. Like I said, I don't hate Joe Biden. I just don't like Joe Biden. I don't like his policies. I don't like his politics. I don't like his demeanor. You know what I mean? I respect the man. I respect the position. I respected Trump's position as president. I did not respect Trump because he was wishy-washy. He was flip-floppy. It's like he won't do something for you unless you can do something for him. That's not a politician. That's not somebody that has the best country interest at hand. Somebody that's doing, I'm going to do something for you if you can do something for me. No, man, that ain't what this is. There's a lot of seniors and kids that can't do nothing for you. Children can't do nothing for an adult. Senior citizens are beyond their prime, so it's little they can do for the working class people. We have to take care of the children and the old folks. That is our job, our duty. They don't have to give me. They did their service. Children are the future, so that's their service to make it to be great in the future. Senior services, they already did it already. So you take care of them. They led the way, paved the way for us to be where we are right now. So you ain't got to make a deal with me to help me. Not if I'm the president. Not if I'm here because you voted for me. You didn't put money in my pocket to get me here. But see, that's what's up with politics. It's big donors, big corporations that put money in these politics and in their campaigns and their funds, and they go to their dinners and pay for these big plates and all these parties. That's who they favor. That's who they want to cater to. Those people, those individuals, because to them, they matter because they help get them there. They don't care about the votes. The votes is just a formality. Voting is a formality. They want you to believe that. But all that parties and all that fundraising and all those dinners don't mean nothing if you don't get the votes, bruh. So voting counts. Yeah, you just ain't the nominee if you don't get enough money to get your name out there and all that, right? The votes count. You have to believe in that. That's the only thing that really matters. Your vote. Because that's the only thing that can change anything. But back to what I was saying about Ukraine and Joe Biden. So what are we going to do? Where are we at? Are we even talking about this? Are United States citizens even worried about this until something happens? Did you see that North Korea just fired a rocket? North Korea. Now they entered the conversation. North Korea ain't never liked the United States. You know why? Because Russia backed Korea. Kim Jong-un's father, okay? He backed. Matter of fact, Russia used to occupy North Korea. Did you know that? Russia occupied North Korea. And when North Korea and South Korea split, United States backed South Korea, Russia backed North Korea. When North Korea tried to attack South Korea and the Korean War started in the 1950s, Russia gave money and weapons to North Korea, and the United States bagged and bombed North Korea for South Korea. We have a military base. The United States has a military base in South Korea. The DMZ, the demilitarized zone in South Korea and North Korea that separates the two countries, is still being petitioned and bordered by and guarded by United States troops. My father, who's a veteran, used to work the DMZ. He was stationed in Korea. He knows how to speak some of the Korean. He told me all the stories when I was a child. When I was a little kid, I didn't understand about that. He used to tell me that stuff. I just thought he was talking crazy. But yeah, now it makes sense now because I'm grown. So all those stories my dad told me about Korea and all that stuff totally makes sense. Because he used to work security on the border on that wall. You know what I mean? He told me some crazy stories. So that's a war that never ended. So I said that to say this. I told y'all last week that the United States did not enter World War II until Japan. Japan attacked the United States. When Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, that's when the United States entered. Now, before then, they sent money, they sent weapons. They helped the Europeans. They were trying to help Europe. But they wasn't sending no soldiers. Wasn't doing that. We wasn't in it until they attacked to Japan. And Germany didn't attack. Who's attacking Europe right now? Russia. No other country is attacking Europe right now. Who's attacking Europe back in the 40s in World War II? Germany. Germany was the ones attacking Europe. Who's attacking Europe? And right then Russia was on our side because they, it was different. Stalin was different. It was a different situation. Now Russia's attacking. Russia back then, USSR, they had so much. The Soviet had so much land mass. All these countries. Ukraine was part. Back then in World War II, Ukraine was part of Russia. Think about that. During World War II, Ukraine was part of the USSR. Yeah. A lot of them other countries was too. And then after World War II, they dissolved. And that's when the Cold War came about. That Russia, because, people was like trying to dissociate because it was a new world. After World War II, it was a new world, man. It was so much money because so much stuff, economies was booming. War brings money because you build and you have a surplus of things and you spend and you conquer and you take things. It was so much stuff. The Germans had looted so much stuff. And then when the war was over, America took that stuff back from the Germans. Did they give it back to the people they took it from? I bet they didn't. Who catalogs all the stuff that all the art and all the stuff that they got, the loot they got in the war? Huh? Yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So Ukraine, like I said, United States did not get involved until Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. So Korea has never like, they are upset. They've never forgave United States for them bombing them. The United States was bombing North Korea. Think about that. It ain't like North Korea just don't like the United States. The United States don't like. We actually doing the Northern and Southern Korean War. United States actually bombed and killed North Koreans. Literally. North Korea never bombed the United States. North Korea never they had no technology. They didn't have nothing. But I feel, and I watched this documentary, I feel, and they said this on 60 Minutes, that North Korea has been waiting. They've been working day and night to get enough ammunition to get their missile program up to come back at America. Every time they say they do a missile, I'm not making this up. Every time they do a missile test, you see it on the news. Every time they do a missile test, they say they trying to get further. Korea has did another missile test. They're trying to get further. And this rocket can actually reach the United States. Why are they telling us that? Why are they telling us that the rocket that they shot can actually reach the United States if we don't believe that they're coming back at us? We don't believe that they really want to do this. They're trying to get to us. So now is the perfect time. Russia, who is cool with North Korea, right? And Russia needs some help. Russia needs some allies right now. But they cool with North Korea. Russia has helped North Korea before. China ain't really tripping. Who helps North Korea right now? China. China is the nation that helps North Korea with food and everything. Because North Korea is considered a poor nation. Considered a behind the times nation. A backwards nation, right? Korea is considered 30 years behind the times. Considered. So China helps them with the fuel, money, food. That's where they get the exports. Most of North Korea, because the United States got sanctions. Remember this? The United States put sanctions on Korea since in the 60s, since the war, in the 50s and 60s. The United States put sanctions on Korea, right? There's nothing you can get. It's blocked out. And they don't mess with us, right? Has it hurt? Has it stopped them from? Because the reason why we put the sanctions on it, because we want them to get rid of their rocket, their nuclear program, which Ukraine did. We taught Ukraine out of getting rid of their nuclear program and said that we got you if y'all have a problem. And look what happened. Look what's going on right now. Because Ukraine had a nuclear program too. They got rid of it. It's like, okay, cool. Y'all gonna let's be in NATO. Y'all let's be part of the European Union. Okay, cool. Y'all got it. Because we know if we part of that, that's like us having nukes. Because if Ukraine become part of the European Union or NATO, they have access to nukes. If you touch Ukraine, you touch all of us. That's what Joe Biden said. If you mess with a part of NATO, that's attacking all of us, right? So that means if you hit us up, we're going to hit you up hard. So they got rid of their program. Now look, North Korea ain't never got rid of their program. Sanction us what? We'll be poor forever, but we're going to still build these rockets. And we coming for you. Ain't never stop. So sanctions don't even hurt all nations. Ain't hurting them all because Korea doing their thing. They shooting rockets. They say they got a rocket that can reach here. We in war times. I'm not saying this is World War III. We in war times. This is an actual war with a major nation going on right now. And we sending all this money and all this stuff. Come on now. What's going to happen? It ain't even summertime yet. I told you what they're looking for. Putin looking for somebody to help him. Korea been mad at the United States. What's going to stop it? China going to have to step in. China got to do something. China got to do something. China can't stay on the sideline and see what's happening. China got a lot of interest here. China got a lot of interest in Russia. China got interest in North Korea. Who wins? If we all get rid of China, win it all. I guess if it's a landmass and we just get rid of everybody, Korea get rid of themselves and Russia gets rid of the United States, and then China they just take it over. What's going to happen? I don't know. Anyway, I'm playing another song. Play some more of this Dr. Dre. Right, and when I come back, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about the show. Tell you how I feel about the show. Like I said, the station has moved here. It's a lot of changes. It's something to get used to. It's hard, because I miss one of the things here about the station that I really enjoy, that I really like, is the people. Okay, yeah, it's fun being on the radio. I've been doing this since 2013 live. I've been here at the station since 2012. I feel like I'm a part of it. I'm not perfect. I said this before. No, I make mistakes. I do things wrong. I miss some shows. I do things. But my intent is good to be here. My intentions are well thought of. I want to be positive. I want to put positive energy out in the atmosphere. I never come on here with doom and gloom and complaining about my life. And, whoa, me. I come here to try to build people up, give y'all some information, keep it hype, keep it fun, play some good music, give some good information, a little gossip here and there. You know what I mean? Yeah, a little joke and humor, that's what I'm trying to do here on the station, right? But real life is real life. And I do miss the team. I miss my man Tom. I miss a lot of the people around here at the station. So we need to bring the life back here. I feel like since we moved here, it's been on the downside. I feel like the joy and the life is not. We need some polyance. What is it? The incense you can burn. We didn't bring some spirit, some good vibes up in here. I don't feel the vibes. The vibes ain't good in this building yet. We need to set the vibes. Now, last time I told you, I've been here when this was a recording studio, and I had good vibes in here. But since KHOI has moved here, I ain't feeling the vibes. Let's bring the vibes. I need y'all. I need the listeners. We are here because of the listeners. We are not here just to put music out. This is not a radio station just for music. This is not a radio station just for people to come and talk. This is a radio station to try to feed the community. That's what the motto was. When I signed up to be part of the radio station, that's what I was told. We are here to feed and be a part and embrace the community. We are the community. We are part. We are all Ames residents, most of us anyway, or at least Story County residents. And this is what we do. We want to share, enjoy, and give information to the surrounding communities. Kelly, Slater, Boone, Huxley, Nevada, Story City, you know what I mean? Gilbert. Shout out to all the small towns in the area that these radio waves reach. We're here to give y'all the good. This is hip hop. My show is, and I'm glad to be able to bring y'all some hip hop music, current hip hop. Now, when you listen to Merle, I know it's hip hop in here in Iowa, but when you listen to the Merle on the Move radio show, I'm playing that heat. I'm playing that current hip hop and R&B. I'm playing the stuff that you ain't hearing on no other station here in Iowa, at least in Central Iowa. I'll put it that way. Okay, I'm bumping your ears. If you listen to my show, you hearing what's hot. You hearing some stuff you ain't heard nowhere, but it's hot. There's no underground rap. I'm playing hot music. You know what I mean? That's what I'm bringing to Iowa. Plus, I'm bringing my flair. I'm bigging myself up right now. Anyway, speaking of that, I'm finna play some more Dre. But I'm expecting some changes to go down here for the show, for the station, for the community, for Ames. I'm looking forward, and I need help from up top, the station here. I need some help. Let's rally the troops. Let's get the people that really want to see the show. Let's push the show, not just the station. Let's push these shows because people love us, baby. Let's go. Brother, the move. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah.